Hey man, Dorian here. Hey, man, you guys have been on my mind for a minute here, and I just felt like I needed to send a video out to you. This is Father's Day weekend, but it's really not just for dads. It's really for the men of Compass, and just wanted to just really connect with you. We haven't seen each other for a long time now. Saw some of you guys out at the march that we did, and it was great seeing you, man. It was awesome. But hey, I just felt like sort of like a Holy Spirit moment to reach out to our men and just really just provide a sense of number one, encouragement. Number two, saying what's up, pretty much saying what's up, and then also providing just some spiritual direction just for you as you live your life as a man and as a dad. You know, in this what I define as a very complex world. This is our world. This is our world today. You know, very different than our world yesterday that our fathers and our grandfathers lived in. But it's a very complex world that we're living in, and it does call for us as men to stand well and to be able to have good, strong identities, good, strong presence in the different spaces that we're in. And so I'm really, man, just wanting to encourage you guys, man, just be the men that God is calling you to be. And that's a really cool place to be in and a very cool position to be in, that you actually have the position to be able to be a God man and to represent God in this day and time. There's some things that I just wanted to encourage in, but I just want to read these scriptures because I think they sort of lay out for us just a good guidance. These are some scriptures that we read out during the march, and I just can't move away from them, man. I just feel like, you know, man, they are so clear and so plain just in regards to providing guidance for just men, you know, just in an individual as a whole. And so here's what it says. Love must be sincere. Hate what is evil. Cling to what is good. Be devoted to one another in brotherly love. Honor one another above yourself. That means that you must be selfless. It also says in verse 11, never be lacking in zeal, but keep your spiritual fervor, serving the Lord. Be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, faithful in prayer. Share with God's people who are in need. Practice hospitality. Again, Paul is laying out some just real practical things that we should be doing in our lives. All right. He continues on. Bless those who persecute you. Bless and do not curse. Rejoice with those who rejoice. Mourn with those who mourn. Live in harmony with one another. Do not be proud, but be willing. Do not be proud, but be willing to associate with people of low position. Do not be conceited. Do not repay anyone evil for evil. Be careful to do what is right in the eyes of everybody. If it is possible, as far as it depends on you, live at peace with everyone. Do not take revenge, my friends, but leave room for God's wrath. For it is written, it is mine to avenge. I will repay, says the Lord. On the contrary, if your enemy is hungry, you feed him. If he is thirsty, you give him something to drink. In doing this, you will heap burning coals on your head. Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. I guess that last part there, boy, really hit me hard. And it really touched me, especially as I thought about us as men. Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. I was just doing our midweek teaching. I was talking about just, you know, how many men have been influenced or how many men have made bad decisions to start wars or bad decisions that have placed them in, you know, positions of the prison and, you know, just many bad situations and even death. And how those men could have made different decisions, and those different decisions would have impacted the lives in a good, the lives of others in a good way. I mean, you're talking about wars that have killed masses of people and that have impacted masses of people and impacted the generational line of masses of people for a lifetime. Men making bad decisions. Men of God making bad decisions and not allowing themselves to be led by God. Men of Compass, I'm challenging you guys. During this COVID-19, it's been tough because we've been locked down, shut down, stuck in a home. And obviously it does, it sort of lays the platform for the devil to really roam in our lives and, put a lot of temptations in our way. And I just want to encourage you as men, be strong, be strong. You being in God's path, you being in God's relationship, you walking with God is not a mistake. And the people that are under your household, under your roof, that God has placed under your care, they're not a mistake. God has placed them around you and in your care for a reason. For you to love them and for you to model for them and help them grow up to be the best that they can be. So I just want to encourage you, be the men that God has called you to be for this day and time. God is expecting you to do it. He's needing you to do it. He's needing you to be in the places in your community, to be a person of influence, to again, not be overcome by evil, but overcoming evil with good. This doesn't mean that you don't stand and you don't speak up for what is right and what is immoral, what is unjust. It means that you speak up for what is right. You speak up for what is moral and what is just. And when wrong is being done, you stand up against it. Take that boldness and that bravery that we've been teaching on for the past couple of weeks on Sundays and stand with boldness and you speak and you stand. I've been having a lot of my white pastor friends and white churches reach out to me, ask me to come over and speak to their staff. And, the biggest question is, hey man, we just don't know what to do. And we just don't want to sit on the sideline and just, not do anything. And I got to be real with you. I'm really baffled by the question because I just don't understand like how is this, how is this confusing in regards to know what to do, So I explained to them, number one, first of all, I said, guys, we're ahead of the game when it comes to knowing what to do. Like we're the ones that are up, pastors and preachers. We're up 52 Sundays out of the year, 52 Sundays. Every Sunday in the year, we're up preaching and teaching about immorality and injustices and wrongs that are being done in our world. And we're the ones, 52 Sundays, encouraging the people sitting in our seats to get it right and to do it right, to strive for holiness. We're the ones that teach that. Dude, when the world is quiet, there's nothing crazy or goofy going on. Dude, we're the ones getting up every Sunday morning, prepping ourselves all week long to preach against these kinds of things. Please help me understand why we're taking a back seat now. I said, anytime that the world feels like it wants to wake up and to spike on these kinds of injustices that happen in our society, hey, this is a good thing. Way to go, world. You saw a wrong thing that was happening in the world, something we've been preaching on 52 Sundays out of the year. Come on. Here's where we're missing it though. When the world spikes on standing up for wrongs and standing up for right and against wrongs, we go quiet. I don't understand that. We go quiet because the person's skin color wasn't the right color. The person wasn't from the right culture. They're Mexicans, so we're not gonna say anything. They're Mexicans coming across the board. They're doing something illegal, and the person with the wrong color, they were doing something wrong and illegal. So we're not gonna stand up and we're not gonna speak up. I don't get that. I don't get that. We as Christians, God's children, we stand 52 Sundays out of the year. Should be standing every day of the year. But when these kinds of things happen, we go quiet. The Church of Jesus Christ is not an institution or even a relationship with a God that goes quiet. This is what we stand for. We stand for good. We stand against evil. When the world has these spike moments of doing what is going on in our society now, well, it gives us the opportunity to even make our voice even louder. That's what I say. And so when we did the march, there was one message that we wanted people to understand. We stand for good. We stand against evil. and we stand for Jesus Christ. It's our opportunity for people to know who the God people are and how the God people act, that we stand. We're not weak, we're warriors, but we're warriors for good. We're warriors against evil, just like we would stand against a child that is molested, just like we would stand against a woman who is raped, just like we would stand against someone who's abused or misused, or someone who's taken advantage of, financial, manipulations, and the list goes on and on. When just like we stand against these kinds of things, we stand against the injustices of anything that goes on in the world with anyone from anywhere. Why? Because we stand for good, we stand against evil. Here's the deal, guys, we're the men. When men lead, our families follow. Our families are protected. Our families are safe. Our families are kept in a perfect peace. When men follow God well. So, man, I want to encourage you, follow God well, man. There's no big strategic thing I'm calling you to do. Like, hey, come on, let's march out on the park. No, I'm not calling you to do any of that. I'm calling you to stand for integrity and live life the way God wants you to live your life in the spaces that you're in. So you're not getting any kind of spotlight moment. There ain't no choir that's getting ready to come sing for you. No, ain't none of that. The evidence of how you live your life will be seen years down the road when we get to look at your children and see how they live their lives. We get to talk to your wife and to see the kind of respect and, reverence she has towards you as a man. We get to go throughout your spaces of society to see, what kind of differences have you made and the kind of respect people have for you. Are you a person of integrity, or, do you just go with the wind, or do you just sit on the sideline quietly? I mean, you get to live your life, you'll be on the stage of presentation years down the road, just like Paul was when he, told Timothy that, my time of departure has come, and I get to go home now. And so you'll have that moment. But that moment isn't here yet. You're still on this earth and you're still living. So I want to encourage you, live right, live holy. I'm not just trying to challenge you to stand up for the injustices of this world and all that stuff. Man, I think that's something we should be doing too. What I'm calling you to do, though, is I'm calling you to be a man. Be the man that God has called you to be. And love your family, man, the way that God has called you to love. Raise your family. Spend time with your kids. Man, I'm wrestling with that now, just because I know I'm crazy busy at work. I get home late in the evening, but that's still no excuse. I still got to figure out, when am I going to go buy a fishing rod and take my boys fishing? When am I going to pull the baseball gloves out and throw some ball? When am I going to take the boys to the park with the bikes and ride the bike? Like, I don't get to do this over. I got to figure out how to do this stuff because I need this to be a part of their story, And so I'm challenging you as men. Live a life, man, that God is calling you to live, and lead the spaces that you're in, lead them very well. Let this Romans chapter 12, verses 9 through 21, let it encourage you. Read it again. Hold it for a whole week. Write it down somewhere and just stick it somewhere and let it be some guidance for your life as to how you live your life. I promise you, man, God will bless you like crazy. Live a holy life. Hey, this is a nugget I always throw out to you guys. Watch out for the devil. Ephesians chapter 6. I always talk to you guys about watching out for the ambushes. Hey, if you're indulging in porn, stop. I'm telling you, man, change your rhythm. If you change your rhythm now, I'm telling you, 5 years down the road, your rhythm you won't even have a desire. You'll see naked women and you'll just, turn the channel or forward the movie for whatever that thing is, just because you're wanting to manage your flesh and you're wanting to control the situation. I'm telling you, I'm speaking from experience, okay? Start getting that stuff under control now. Naked women will never stop, being plastered on our television screens. That's just the way the world is. Their strategy, hey, let me put a naked woman on the screen and I'll get my movie sold, okay? It's never gonna happen, never gonna stop happening. Magazines will never stop having beautiful, sexy, glamorous bodies of women plastered all over them. It's not gonna stop. You got to be the one to discipline yourself to say, hey, I'm not going to walk down the magazine now. Hey, I'm not going to watch, pornography anymore. I'm not going to search it out. I'm not going to type those words in my engines and see what comes up. You have to make a decision to say enough is enough. Hey, also, I want to encourage those of you who may have some inappropriate relationships with other women other than your wife. I want to encourage you, stop. You're getting ready to go down the craziest path in the world. I know you feel like you have it under control. You don't. If you're talking to a friend from back in the day, high school, college, someone you used to work with, I'm telling you, it's an ambush. You're getting ready to be set up. You're getting ready to go down the wrong road. And your goose is about to be fried, or egg is about to be hatched, or however you say that daggone thing, all right? But I'm telling you, you're getting ready to get ambushed. Get that thing under control, nip it in the butt, and put that thing under subjection. Cut off the woman. Cut her off. Like, defriend her, erase her phone number, and just get it out of your system and start loving on your wife and focusing on your wife and your children, all right? I'm just telling you, get these things out of your way, because again, these are the kind of ambushes that the devil uses. He's roaming around seeking to devour whom he can. Whatever godchildren he can set up and take out, that's his goal. Hey, if you're also feel like you're playing around with alcohol or smoking weed or anything that takes your flesh out of control, that's the problem. It's nothing wrong with having a drink every now and then. Problem is that if that drink becomes something that now takes your flesh out of control, that's where it becomes an issue. Smoking marijuana, I still have not found marijuana in the scriptures, all right? So individuals would say, so I think we can smoke that thing, Only problem is that you can go ahead and smoke it. Problem is that if it takes your flesh out of control, that now God isn't able to lead you and guide you versus the marijuana, okay? And you're always hungry too. So, I would say, hey, you probably want to steer away from that, because it's probably going to lead you in a place of developing an addiction and taking your flesh to a place that God would not want your flesh to be in, okay? So this is why it's also cautious to watch out for alcohol, because again, alcohol, marijuana, and any other kind of drug that you can find yourself taking, these are things that slowly creep on you. And when you feel like you have it under control, it actually has totally overwhelmed you, and you can find yourself overindulging and trying to manage something that's now not manageable, okay? So again, one would say, hey, just don't indulge in it at all. Actually, in the Proverbs, Solomon actually would encourage you to not indulge and just stay away from it, and don't even practice it or take it, okay? So those are some things I just want to encourage you with. Those are usually the ones that take us out. Power, authority. If you're someone that, is just sort of fired up on power and authority, hey, get that thing under check, because it's going to eat you up and you're going to lose control and it's going to kill you. Okay. Money. If you're in a situation where you can manipulate and maneuver and steal, push some money under the carpet, I'm telling you, get that thing under control. Sin never wins. I'm telling you guys, I've read it so many times throughout this Bible, and also in so many books that we as men have written. Sin never wins. It never wins. We may feel great joy in the moment, but in the long haul, sin never wins. Never wins. Okay, I'm going to start preaching. I think we're going to be doing a men's hangout sometime in July. So Brian will be getting some information out on that, and we'll get that out to you. And then also, I don't know what else I can say. I think I got it all. That's all. Hey, I want to encourage you as men, just around the Compass building, man, I'm always going to be encouraging just men, just because I want our church to be a church that's leading from the front. I want our men leading from the front. And so this is why, anytime I come asking you guys, say, hey, would you be interested in serving, interested in leading? Hey, that's really where it's all coming from, guys. Me and Bob, we do a lot around the church. I always tell Bob, I said, Bob, yeah, we can do the work. I said, Bob, but the problem is that there's a sickness that can grow there. And next thing you know, me and you are doing all of the work. We've got to be able to open up the kingdom of God here at Compass so that all of our men have roles to play and have work to do. We have to do that, And so we're just encouraging you as men, man. If you're feeling led by God to lead somewhere or do something in the church, man, just step up, talk to me, talk to Bob, talk to Robin, I mean, you know, us guys are usually at the church all week long just working. Robin usually takes care of the landscaping in the yard. He can only do so much. He's getting older, you know. I always jab him on the side, man. You better watch it, man. You know that knee is gonna get out on you one day. But he needs help, man. If any of you guys would just consider stepping up and helping him with the yard, or coming one day a week, or even once every 2 weeks, and just helping him out, man, that's a big win. We have different projects around the building that we usually do. Again, I would just talk to Robin about getting on board and helping him out with that. And then we just have all kinds of stuff that we've got going on, man. So, hey, step up, man. Step up as a man. Lead in our church. Help us out, and let's lead our families well. Okay, man. That's 20 minutes, man. I've been talking. Daggone it. Okay, I'm sorry. You know, but Bob always tells me to talk too much. All right, I gotta stop talking so much. Hey, I love you guys. I love being your pastor. Love being one of the brothers that hang out with you and do life with you. And hey, be blessed. Let's push through this season, and let's do it well. Hey, be encouraged. I will see you around. Take care.